Patrick like goes next. I don't know if he actually heard me or not, but I mentioned to him and I was like, what if we like end up being roommates? In my mind, I was like, oh my gosh, like I hope so. Because he seems really cool and genuine, and the fact that he helped us, like it told me that he has a good heart. I felt like I could trust him to be like a nice, you know, roommate. And they told him, oh, you're in room 204. I'm next. They like type in my name and blah, blah, blah. And then they tell me, okay, you're in room 204. And I was like, yes. Thank you, Lord. Oh my gosh. I was so happy. A lot of that came from the fact that I was really stressed out about who is gonna be my roommate and am I gonna feel comfortable? I was very thankful. I think, sorry, I'm washing clothes. Okay, they also gave us gift bags, and so our bags came in like this, and this is actually a pretty good sized bag, and I have used it ever since. It came with the t-shirts, and it came with this book. This orientation book actually has information about the lecturers, what you're basically going to be going through the next couple of days, schedules, information on the places that you're gonna visit. Ever since coming back, I have actually been using this as a grocery bag. I also have another bag. Apparently KFC was having some type of deal. If you spent, I think like $15, then they gave you this bag, and this bag is huge, but the fact that it has KFC on it, I definitely don't flaunt this around the city, but it's great. So we go back up to the rooms, we put our stuff away. The rooms were kind of small, but they were big enough to accommodate both people. Actually, it's bigger than my room, but it had, you know, 2 beds. In general, like, it was a decent room. The only bad thing was mosquitoes. Mosquitoes were still very much alive during this time. At nighttime, you have to hope that you fall asleep before you hear the buzzing begin around your face. We go put our stuff in our room, and then we decide to actually have lunch together. It was me, Patrick, Alvina, and Alvina's roommate. So we were heading out, and then we see this girl walking towards us, and she asks us, oh hey, do you know where the EPIK building is? And so Patrick, you know, points it out to her, and she's like, oh okay, thank you. And then he was like talking to her a little bit more, and then he actually invited her to come have lunch with us. She seemed really nice, but what sort of won me over was when she was like, I recognize you. I saw you earlier today. And I was like, really? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, it's because of my shirt. At the time I was wearing my Superman shirt, and I was like, clearly like I'm the only one here in Korea that's probably wearing that over the age of 20. She was saying that she actually saw us like at the station when we were all sort of lost, but we just didn't approach each other. I didn't see her, so I actually had no idea who she was. Patrick tells her, you know, yeah, you know, go ahead and, you know, you can put up your things and we'll wait for you here. We introduce ourselves. She's like, I'm Patrick. This is, you know, roommate Gabriel and Alvina. And then she goes, hi, you know, hi everybody, I'm Victoria. Dun dun dun. It's the same Victoria, so that's how we met. Do you guys remember this? We heard that there was like one person missing from our group that didn't arrive yet. We actually didn't figure out like who that was. But I will let you guys know that I did finally figure out who that was, and that is for a later video. So Victoria and I had spent several days together throughout EPIK Orientation, and it wasn't until like day 4 or day 5 where she told me her story of how she actually arrived here in Korea, and it turns out that something was going on with her flight changes and she ended up missing the meetup. Her meetup with the EPIK group in the airport was actually the same day as mine, and she was that missing person from the airport. And so I was like, oh my gosh, everything just sort of happened the way that it was supposed to happen, because that same day when she saw me and Alvina, she didn't approach us then, but she ended up, this was in Seoul Station I think is when she saw us, and so she also caught a metro train, but she actually went in the opposite direction. While Alvina and I went to Whaaat Station, Victoria was going in the other direction, getting lost. Alvina and I met Patrick, we got settled in, and Victoria realized that she was going the wrong way, and so she came back. And so the timing of it had to be so perfect in order for her to run into us while we were leaving to go for lunch. And had that not happened, I don't think that we would have met. Or I know that I, you know, because I normally I don't approach people, and so the key factor here was Patrick to actually be open enough to continue a conversation with her and help her get to the building and invite her to lunch with us. Because had that not happened, we wouldn't have been friends and I never would have found out who that last missing person was. Everything just felt like the biggest blessing, and things just could not have gone any better. It's still crazy to me to even think about it now, because I was like so worried and nervous about the social aspects of EPIK Orientation. I don't know, like I felt like God was like watching over me, definitely, to make sure that I felt comfortable in all of these different things. It's so crazy, but the story's not even over. So we go to lunch. When Victoria was actually invited, Alvina's roommate was asking if it's okay if she invite other people as well, and so the group was just becoming bigger and bigger. And for someone like me, it's just like, oh no, oh my gosh. But you know, I was holding it together. Victoria, Alvina, and I got stuck talking, and we actually ended up losing the group. We thought that the group had gone out of this exit, and so we scanned our cards to get out of the metro station. Apparently that's not what they did. They like actually caught another train. Patrick was really nice enough to come back. Patrick didn't want us to have to scan back in because it'd be a waste of money. So he was like, let me just scan out and we can just find a place around here. Patrick, Alvina, Victoria, and I, we ended up going to a Korean barbecue place, and the food was really good. That was sort of the introduction to what would be our future friendship together. Everyone just had a good time. The food was good, and so many different, you know, plates and everything. So yeah, so we get back. After seeing Patrick's name tag, I realized that Patrick is from a different region and he was not in my class. I think he was like class 1 or class 2. There's only 3 classes, so one of the two. It was actually time for us to meet with our class for the very first time. Class 3 got together in one room. Our coordinators were Jim and Kathy, and they were super cool and very nice and very funny actually. Everyone just really liked Jim and Kathy together, and we had a good time. When we went to go sign in, that's when we found out that we actually had assigned seats, and those assigned seats would also tell us who would be our partners for the practicum that we would have to present on the last day. And so I was like, wait, what? I was kind of freaking out about that because assigned partners, it just never really works out for me. So I instantly became terrified again, and I was like, oh no, who's gonna be my partner? I don't know. We'll find out in the next video. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe. It definitely helps me out. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Zelf678. Be yourself, love yourself, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Alright, bye! We arrive at Whaaat, we have all of our things. We realize we don't actually know where this building is. We're actually supposed to go to NIIED, which is the National Institute for International Education building. We were just kind of looking around. We didn't know which exit we should take or anything. And then all of a sudden, we hear a voice